Hello, I'm Elgato, and welcome back to the video. Today I have some pretty good news to share with you all because I am now back from Germany. This is where I spent the majority of the past week, and while I was on the way home, a brand new Java snapshot came out for the updated aquatic. This one's pretty exciting because it changes some fairly significant features. It has, updates on the Trident, it has updates on the Phantom, as well as updates on seagrass, which apparently a lot of you are a fan of, and I think by the end of this video, you're going to like a lot of these changes because they really start to bring this update together, in my opinion, and I'm going to be explaining them and letting you know what's going on in this video. Hopefully you'll do enjoy it. Like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like these beta slash snapshot videos. Obviously, we're seeing the developments split between, Minecraft Bedrock and Minecraft Java. Hopefully you'll enjoy the kind of like going back and forth for the significant snapshots and betas, so you can see the big changes that are happening in terms of the update aquatic, because this one really does define the update in quite a few key ways. So let's talk about the first one, because it's the most basic one, but it is a very important change, because it is to do with the Phantom. So the Phantom, previously when it was first introduced, one, it looked entirely different, because this is our mob we voted on at Minecon, and two, it actually only dropped the lever. So they've said a few times since then that they wanted to have something that kind of makes more sense than lever. Lever was a placeholder drop, and they actually have changed that as of this update. If we spawn in a couple more of these and actually try to kill them, so let's just actually attack this one right here. It basically, as you can see, once they do die, they're going to be dropping something else entirely instead of lever. It is Phantom Membrane that they will drop. So we'll hopefully see this one drop some there. It's currently a 0 to 1 drop rate, if I'm not mistaken, and the Phantom Membrane is really interesting because the previous drop, which was lever, was used, for making lever stuff, or potentially for preparing the Elytra. So, there was some logic to it there. And the really interesting thing about the Phantom Membrane, if we take off my Elytra, is that you actually can repair the Elytra with the new Phantom Membrane. So, we don't know for sure if they'll, eventually replace the, replace that recipe and make it so you can only craft them with this, which would kind of make some sense because they've got the end feature to them. But right now, as of this snapshot, there is a brand new Phantom drop, and it's used for Elytras. Again, I'm kind of on board with it. I think it's kind of great, and I hope we see some more behaviors come out of it, but it's something I just wanted to share with you all because it is a brand new thing. Also, it looks a lot like rotten flesh right now. It's kind of hard to distinguish the two, or like rotten eggs or something, but that's something we can expect to see develop later. But now we know the Phantom drop is going to be the Phantom Membrane. So let's talk about the second feature now, which is going to be the Trident. This one's much more complex, but it's really exciting because it really, again, it even more defines the Trident as a great thing you're going to want to use. So again, it's a nerf in a little bit of a way, and also a big buff in another way, because it is to do with the loyalty enchantment. It's to do with the Riptide enchantment, although indirectly the loyalty enchantment. So let me first of all mention that we're going to be doing this part of the video in creative, because in survival, as of this snapshot, if you throw a Trident which has Riptide on it, it goes missing forever. I don't believe that is intentional. It's probably a bug. It might be intentional, and that would really suck because it would make it useless. But we're going to go into the assumption for the rest of this video that that is not intentional, and that they're going to fix that in the 18W 14B, which will come out later tomorrow, I assume. So yeah, let's talk about it as if this is the survival version, because again, if this is intentional, it's the worst design decision ever, which just makes me think, no, that's not happening. So yeah, let's talk about the Trident now, because the Riptide enchantment for the Elytra will now, again, you can't use it above water as far as I can tell. What if I right click right now, or if you left trigger, or you do whatever your right click function is, the use function, you cannot throw the Trident if you have the Riptide enchantment and you're not in water. So yeah, Riptide is now an enchantment which works exclusively in water, which is interesting. Again, I can hit people, but I can't throw it at things. And also, the Riptide enchantment exclusively works by itself. You cannot have Riptide alongside another enchantment. So for instance, I have loyalty here. I'm in creative right now. I should be able to combine them, but I cannot combine Riptide and loyalty. It does not work. The game does not let that happen. If you want to pick Riptide, that's a thing you can pick, but you can't have loyalty with it. You can't have, a lot of other enchantments with it, and it's something you've got to bear in mind. We'll be able to see like unbreaking stuff, but just keep in mind that if you want to have Riptide, you're making a sacrifice over the rest of them. So there's going to be two Tridents that are going to be good. There's like impaling or channeling and loyalty, and there's going to be this one right here. So let's talk about the upsides of it though, because they've made it so it works much better in water. You saw it earlier, like this is a much, it's a better animation, also looks much better, and also as you can see from third person, it's also better animation. As you can see, you do this really cool kind of spiral attack now. Again, just look at this, and also if you attack anything or you run into anything, while you're spiraling, you'll kill it, or do some serious damage to it if it's not a pufferfish, but still, you'll do some real damage to things, which is really great. And essentially, this is the underwater weaponry. I think Riptide is the way the Trident's meant to be. It's really, really wonderful, and that's kind of a thing you've got to keep in mind. So next up, this is perfect timing. I want to talk about what it's like outside of water, because you can only use it inside water, and that includes the outside world when it is raining. So interestingly enough, if we take off our Elytra, again, the Riptide enchantment works really well now, even without an Elytra outside inside of water, because right now, as you can see, we throw one, and then it lets me fly, then we throw one, lets me fly again, and we can do this quite a few times actually, and as long as you're going up the entire way, you can essentially fly in survival without the need for an elytra. You can see you have to aim upwards the whole time, and you're going to go into real issues if there's no water nearby, but you can now fly in survival without ever having gone to the end, which I think is kind of great. And honestly, even though it's kind of great by itself, also I don't know why the frame rate is dipping so much all of a sudden here. Something about rain in this world has some real issues. So yeah, let's talk about this, which is wonderful. Also, again, it's something about the snapshot is causing real instability issues. I know people are like, oh, Toy Cat, you can't even have like a real computer that can run Minecraft at like mediocre seconds here. But it really is like, again, it's not using up any particular CPU usage or anything like that. It's just the game is really, again, we're on tiny render distance on a 5960X. It's just like for some reason real issues with using rain plus this enchantment plus the current snapshot. Whether they fix that or not, I'd hope so. But right now, look at this. Like it's pretty depressingly, like frame dippy right now. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next thing about it, because again, you can use it by itself and you can fly and like keep yourself in the air. But if you combine it with the elytra, it still does have its magical properties. I heard a few reports elsewhere that it lost its ability to do the continuous flying, but you can do that, assuming your game frame rate isn't crashing like crazy. And that is the elytra update. Again, it's that is the Trident update. It's a really big one. You want to be informed, and it's kind of great. So I'm just gonna fly into that. Look at this, by the way. Like it's the most crazy, in my opinion. It's one of the best things you can do in the game, especially because like you're flying into it and stuff like that. And now, while you're in the elytra, you can do real damage to things if you do it in just the right way. Like I just took down that skeleton, even though it was laggiest way ever, using just stuff like that. So next up, let's talk about the seagrass, because like I said, seagrass has changed in this update. Kelp is now mostly for cold biomes, they've changed that, and then seagrass is for, the other biomes, and seagrass will now be found at the surface of water. So you can see there's seagrass reaching to the very top. Seagrass now has a specific animation for the surface. For some reason, I have a lot of fans on my channel of seagrass. Like, people are asking non-stop, like, will seagrass work in my world? What about this, that? People are hyped about seagrass, and I don't understand it. It's one of those things where, like, personally, it's like, really? I mean, of all the features in this update, seagrass gets you excited, but fair enough, it's a thing that does. And the other thing you'll notice is the seagrass I chose to show you, because I teleported all the way over here, is actually seagrass in a swamp biome. So again, as of this update, they've actually updated the swamp, so that it'll actually have seagrass growing in there naturally, which means swamps have changed significantly in this update. It's the update aquatic, but given that, swamps have a fair amount of those aquatic biomes, here you can see, swamps compared to how they were before to how they are today, entirely different beasts. They're much more swampy now, and we might even see more changes in the future. So it's the update aquatic, it's all about oceans, but oceans and water indirectly affect swamps and stuff you're doing them. So I think that's great. I think it's a nice little thing, because again, having the Riptide enchantment means this is a thing you can do only in swamp biomes, which means you're gonna wanna do that a bit more. So yeah, basically the Trident has now distinctly changed into like two possibilities. There's like aggressive Trident, and then there's movement Trident. And again, as of this current update, it seems like they really want to nerf the movement Trident, but also buff it at the same time, just in different ways. Again, it's confusing. You can have your own opinions on that. I guess you can let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I hope you did enjoy this snapshot kind of video thing. Let me know what you think, and like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe around here. And again, I want to keep you up to date with all the latest in snapshots and betas. I know the latest beta did a few interesting things, not necessarily update aquatic related. So yeah, I'll be covering that too, because there's big performance gains that I think are interesting tomorrow. But again, we'll talk about the performance of that tomorrow and the big bedrock performance increase. But for today, hope you'll enjoy this one. Sorry it's a bit late, but I had my train from London back, whatever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.